I've been on dates where everything looked right on paper. We had the same values, same goals, and even liked similar things. The compatibility was through the roof. We meshed on every app-related metric, yet it still felt like talking to a stranger. I've had the opposite. Someone who by every rational measure shouldn't have made sense. But there was something there, something I couldn't really explain. That gap between what looks compatible and what actually feels compatible is what I have been obsessing over. I think the answer is older than any app, any algorithm, and any questionnaire. Dating apps love questionnaires. What are your relationship goals? How often do you drink? Do you want kids? What's your love language? The problem isn't the questions. The problem is us. We put down our best self in the questionnaires and then show up as our real self in person. Guess what? The person across from you did the exact same thing. And now you have two people turning up as their real selves when all you ever saw was their best version. That's why there's no spark. On paper, their profiles matched, but the people didn't. For thousands of years, across cultures that had no contact with each other, humans used birth date as a lens for understanding personality, compatibility, and timing. The Chinese had it, the Babylonians had it, the Vedic tradition in India built an entire system around it, and it's still used today in arranged marriages across South Asia. These weren't superstitions, these were sophisticated frameworks developed over centuries of observation. They weren't trying to predict the future, they were trying to understand human nature. Now, I'm not here to tell you that your star sign determines who you'll fall in love with. That's not what this is. But I do think there's something worth paying attention to in what these traditions were pointing at. The idea that the timing of your arrival into the world shapes something fundamentally unique about you, and that uniqueness determines how you move through life, how you connect, how you handle conflict, and how you love. Modern dating stripped away all of this. We replace ancient pattern recognition with swipe mechanics and personality quizzes. And the results speak for themselves. Globally, loneliness is at a record high, and people are exhausted by the process. What if compatibility isn't something you fill out? What if it's something that you already carry? I'm not saying that this is the answer. I'm saying that we were too quick to dismiss ancient patterns and methodologies because they just didn't fit. I've watched people who looked perfect together fall apart, and people who had no business working out last. The difference was never in their profiles. I've spent a long time thinking about why connection is so hard to engineer and is so easy to feel when it's real. And I keep coming back to the same conclusion. We have been measuring the wrong things. Not everything that matters can be measured. Some signals are older than that. If this is something you have been thinking about too, if you believe there's a better way to approach compatibility, I'd love for you to be part of what I'm building. The link is in the description. I'll see you in the next one.